Have you ever had a perfect day? Or have you had a day full of perfect moments? Or even a day with a singular perfect moment? Well, I had a day that was completely perfect. It was this year and the summer that's just passed. Wow, what a day. I've never, ever had a day like that. I've had some perfect moments. I've had some singular, great, amazing moments, but none of them all collected together. That day was extraordinary. I woke up, and for the first time since I can remember, I feel great. I'd slept well, I must have dreamt well. There were no aches and pains, and there certainly weren't any old man noises. I was able to get up, went to the bathroom, cleaned my teeth, had a shave. The blade caught everything clearly and cleanly. My face was smooth. Jumped in the shower. The water was at the right temperature. And when I got the shower gel, well, the bubbles and the suds that it created felt even better than before. I got dressed and went downstairs. Come on, puppy. And I heard children laughing with their parents as they were getting ready for school. There were some birds singing. And I could hear a conversation between neighbours. Everything seemed great. The kettle boiled and I made a cup of tea. Now I drink 15 to 20 cups of tea every day. Probably far too much. But they're my cups of tea. And I love them. But this one particular cup of tea, it was the best tea. There you go. It was the perfect cup of tea I've ever had in a day. I couldn't believe it. Every now and again I'd get a good one. And there it was. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? Later that morning, I got in the car and I drove off to my destination. Along the way, I won't say all the lights were green, but the music was good, traffic was clear, and I arrived at my destination safe and sound. I felt happy. I felt really happy. And again, I took stock of where I was, getting out of the car to go and see my grandson for the day. And I'm like, okay, this is something. That evening and then the next day it was full of games, songs, dancing, bad man dancing, building stuff, fancy things, reading books. Puppy, let's go. Lots of giggles. Squashed blueberries and squashed grapes, sliced bananas too. At the end of the day, when I handed him back over to Mum and Dad, I smiled really big smiles and kissed them all goodbye and got in my car to head home. The sun was setting right behind me as I'm going east on the M4, and I was just taking stock of that day. I had to pull over. And I got quite overwhelmed, and I wasn't quite sure what was going on, but I thought, well, okay, listen, pull over. I did, stopped, got out of the car, sat on the bonnet, and I just took stock again of what was happening on my day, and I realised it was perfect, and I'm facing the sun, and okay, well, there were tears down my face, but these were tears of joy, not sorrow or tears of what might have been, or if only, perhaps, maybe, I wonder when. It was just, what a day. I finished and got in the car, and I drove home, had dinner, caught up with some of the housemates, and I thought, oh, time for one more cuppa. And of course, it was another perfect cup of tea. Settled down and watched some nonsense on the TV, and I thought, you know what, I'm done, I'm going to bed. Cleaned my teeth, had a shower, jumped into bed. Before I knew it, I was out for the count. That was my perfect day. This summer, there have been some really perfect things going on in the world of sport. England ladies, the football team, they won the European Cup. They won it last time, and they've won it again. I think one of them said, last time they won, it was awfully nice, so they decided to do it twice. Now, the thing is, they were not the best team. There were better teams than them, but they won. They believed in a couple of games they were a goal or two down, and they didn't give up. They kept going. Each moment counted. Each pass, each throw in, each corner, each tackle. They made it happen, and they won, and what a match. I remember listening to some of my neighbours cheering when the whistle went and they'd won. Now, I don't like football at all. Can't stand it. But this was a great match. The tournament was good. I watched all the England ladies. I didn't watch the other teams, but I watched the England ladies, and I was so happy for them. I thought at that moment, team of the year. And we've just finished the the Women's Rugby World Cup. The Roses won. They won in amazing style. As a competition, it's probably one of the best competitions I've seen. I watched all the games. I appreciated the tackling. I appreciated the tactics. I appreciated the sportsmanship. I appreciated the intensity, the ferocity of the tackles. But I loved the way every team, at every moment on the game of 80 minutes, no matter if they're 20, 30 points or more behind, they played each play as though it was the first minute. And a couple of times in the final minutes, the losing team went on to score. And when they did, the joy and the exhilaration was marvellous. It was a beautiful thing to see. These were true athletes. As a competition, I don't think I've seen a better one. Everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted to be their best for as long as they could, right until the last. Even if they were the worst team of the two playing that afternoon or evening. When the England ladies won, it was a well-deserved win, and I would have watched whoever made that final, purely because of the competitive nature of the tournament. So a perfect moment. I was reminded of a volleyball match in Paris at the Olympic Games. It was a beach volleyball match, and it was the ladies again. I don't know if you know, but beach volleyball, there's two players each side, and they play on the sand. And in the stadium that was outside, you had a lot of razzmatazz going on, a lot of lights. The crowd were really up for the tournament, the final, and they had a DJ throughout the tournament there, playing all kinds of songs to get the crowd going in low moments when there was no play. One of the moments that occurred was about friction, was where the opposing teams, the French and not the French, Canadians and the Brazilians, was in the third set. No, that's three. In the third set, that was a German three, wasn't it? It's an English three. Anyway, in the final set, the Brazilian ladies and the Canadian ladies had a falling out. They're up at the net, really giving it some to each other. Bear with me. Puppy! They were really arguing the toss over whatever it was. And it got quite nasty. And there was some malevolence about it. It got so bad that the referee up on his perch, he actually came down to try and stop this conflict. Have you ever seen conflict happening in front of you? Have you ever tried to get involved, to try to quell the situation? This guy did. Peak professional athletes. They weren't having it. After he finished, he's gone back up. They're still giving it. During this time, the crowd had cottoned on. And they decided that, you know, to get involved, so they started slow clapping, which is like, come on, let's get on with it. You know, blah, 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 blah. But the players, regardless, they continued in their mission to... And then the DJ. Then the DJ did something perfect. The DJ put on a song, Imagine by John Lennon. As it played, the slow hand clapping stopped. The crowd started singing. And eventually the players, they stopped their and they took a moment out of the game to appreciate what was going on. And the two teams, opposing teams, looked at each other and they recognised there was a human being there. They recognised where they were in the world, in the final of the Olympics, playing for gold. And the song continued. And then the game continued. That was a perfect moment. And I wonder about what my next perfect day, when might it be? When's my next perfect moment or series of moments? But what about yours? What was your perfect day? What's your favourite perfect moment? And also, imagine, if you will, you're stuck in a moment. What would be the song? What would be your song that would bring you back to recognise where you are and what you're all about? To bring you back to a sense of unity with the world and all that it's got to offer. I'm here at the coastal retreat just down the road from Dunster Beach. There's been a storm here last night. I've got no sleep, thus the glasses. But my perfect moment, I have my dog with me. I've got my thoughts. And I've got the sun. Hamman out.